Welcome back, y'all. What's happening out there in WBB land? We are back with another video, and this is a 13-part series that will chronicle every team's 2025 offseason. Each video will detail every team's current roster, their salary cap and assets, as well as look at free agent targets, needs, and an overall trajectory for the upcoming 2025 WNBA season. Without further ado, let's get it popping. The New York Liberty, aka the Champs, aka the new WNBA Juggernauts. And I have to say, I think a repeat season is looking very good for the Liberty. There's a saying in life, the rich get richer, and this is certainly one of those cases. Now, their breakdown is a little bit more straightforward than the other teams that we have covered, simply because for all intents and purposes, the roster is completely set. I'll get to the cap sheet a little later, but for now, let's look at the 8 players returning from last year's championship squad. Obviously, 2 big pieces missing from last year. Courtney Vandersloot, who's taken the farewell tour through Chicago, and Kayla Thornton, who is picked up by Golden State in this year's expansion draft. What did GM Jonathan Cobb do about those losses? He made upgrades, and I think significant ones. Let's talk Natasha Cloud first. New York dishes the 7th overall pick in this recent draft to Connecticut to bring in Natasha Cloud, who in my opinion at this stage in her career is a massive upgrade from Courtney Vandersloot on both ends of the floor. I think we saw how effective a distributor Cloud can be last season in Phoenix. She averaged 7 assists per game and over 2.3 assist to turnover ratio. She can defend the perimeter much better and play 35 minutes a night. There's obviously no shade in Courtney Vandersloot's game, but I think this is a huge upgrade for New York in the backcourt in many different ways. The next key addition for New York was via free agency, and is a move that I think is going under the radar in terms of what it does for their rotations and minutes. And of course, I'm talking about the acquisition of 6'3" interior post Isabel Harrison. While it never seemed to click in Chicago last season, her final 2 years in Dallas are what the Liberty are banking on, where Harrison was establishing a potent offensive tool bag while shooting 50% from the floor over that time. She became a pivotal rotational piece and is a great blend of size and athleticism that is hard for many second lines in the W to counter. While she won't fill the role that Thornton had offensively, she will add another skilled and athletic interior player, which I think, after we go over the remainder of this roster, will be a more important add. This move, most notably, enables Jonquel Jones and Breanna Stewart to get more minutes on the bench. New York now has a second front court rotation of Sabally at 6'5", Harrison at 6'3", and Phoebish at 6'4". This is bigger than most first units in the W, all while your 2 MVPs can kick their feet up on the sidelines. Before we get into the last 2 roster spots, it should be noted that 38th draft selection you see on the bottom of the page was used on 20-year-old French big Aja Khan. The Liberty were never going to be able to use that pick in their roster plans in 2025, but I think it's another very shrewd pick on pure raw potential. Moving to the 11th and 12th roster spots, and this is where I really think New York sets themselves apart from the rest of the WNBA, not only in terms of depth, versatility, skill, defense, but just sheer talent. Let's start with Rebecca Gardner, who was picked up last offseason and ultimately injured overseas. She never got to suit up in the seafoam green, but will be a massive rotational piece in the Liberty's title defense. Gardner fits the New York mold perfectly. She's long, athletic, and happens to be one of the most furious on-ball defenders the league has. I foresee her having a very big role early in the season, picking up the slack for the Lainey Hamilton injury. And finally, last but certainly not least, the prodigal daughter returns. That's right, Maureen Johannes is back in the Big Apple. And this is where we see the embarrassment of riches just rear its ugly head. On any given night, MJ23 can come in and blow out the scoreboard and will be yet another nightmare game plan situation for opposing coaches, specifically when they reach the postseason. As far as grading the defending champions offseason, I honestly don't think the scale goes as high as I would grade. I can't remember a more impressive offseason showing for a defending champion. They didn't only get much better, they didn't simply rest on their laurels. They didn't say, let's run this back, we're playing with house money. No, they put together what I consider one of the best rosters this league has ever seen. It has size, versatility, shooting, defense. It has it all, and it has a lot of it. And then when you factor in the financial side, when we add up all of these contracts of all these talented players, we see that New York will come in just $73 underneath the cap max. You can't get a seat at Barclays for $73, folks. Honestly, Brilliant doesn't quite do the job justice that Cobb and his team did putting this squad together in 2025. I think this team is the clear favorite, and now it is up to execution. If they don't win a title, it'll be on the players, it'll be on Brondello. But as we do, I pass the question to you. Are you as bullish on this roster as I am? Or do you think this New York team has holes? Let me know in the comments if you think the Liberty are going back to back. And if not, why aren't they? As always, remember to like, share, and hey, hit that subscribe button. It's free.